Hey everybody, happy Cyber Sunday. Michael Farnham here. Hope you're doing well. Want to talk today about some concepts that a lot of us have heard about over the last probably 3 years, and then a kind of a newer subset of that term that's been around for probably less than a year. And what I'm talking about is the acronym called SASE, Secure Access Service Edge. I always have to take a second on that one. And then what I think would probably be considered a subset of that, which is SSE, which is Security Service Edge. Now, both of these terms were coined by Gartner, and I'm pretty sure y'all have heard me talk about not liking some of the acronyms that come out, and it's almost like they're trying to make stuff up. But regardless, SASE is a pretty accepted acronym right now. So, but essentially what SASE was an attempt to bring in all of these SD-WAN and software-defined networking and CASB and all of these things, and combine access to whatever resources that you were going to have, whether that was cloud, whether that was in your data center, whether that you had remote users, whether you had remote offices still, whatever, in a typical data center with a corporate office, whatever that is. That was an attempt to bring all of that networking and the security side of it together so you could secure the access across the board, and then give a common way of everybody connecting. So SD-WAN was in there as well, so software-defined wide area networking. And then what they did was break down this SSE to be more focused. You can argue this, but it's really more focused on the remote user side of things, and just the security that they have to get into whatever that is, whether cloud resources, data center, whatever, but not as focused on the networking side, because it really just gave them a one-shot access into whatever resource you were looking at. So the reason I wanted to define all of those and explain how I see it, and I think which is pretty accepted across the board, those two definitions, is because it's leading from a point, or coming from a point where the point I talked about last week, which was Intel and knowing your use case, and then kind of a combo of that. And when I talked about all of these feature gaps that you see in all of these startups, you really have to know, when you're looking at a provider, one, what your use case is. Are you trying to really just hit your remote users and you think you've got the rest of it, the networking, kind of taken care of? Or you do for now and you need to focus on your remote users, which obviously has been a big issue over the pandemic. And then if whatever that use case is, kind of tells you which one you want to focus on. And let's say you want to focus on just remote users for now, and so that's going to kind of be the SSE and not the full-blown SASE or SASE. Then you've got to look at your provider and figure out where they're coming from, because there are a lot of companies that have gotten into this space that came from either like the content delivery network space, or they came from the SD-WAN space, or they started in the CASB space when SaaS was all of the newness and everybody was trying to secure access to software as a service type applications. So you really got to know that use case, and then know where your providers, who you're looking at to fulfill this need, which side of the coin they come from, because you could choose one that may not be as strong in one place in the security side as they are in the networking, and vice versa. They may be more secure in the networking, not the security. I think I said that right. But hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. Basically, so lesson I used last time, know your use case, and a lesson I used a while back, know where they come from and where they started, so you can kind of figure out where their strengths are. Make sure it fits the use case that you're looking for. Hope that helps. You got any questions, comments, please let me know below, and I'll see you next Cyber Sunday.